So in this next video, and in case you haven't figured it out, I'm going to try to do this in a series of really small videos so that you can kind of stop and go as you want. But for the next video, what we're going to do is set a default color for the body, and then we're going to set up our container division that's going to hold everything. And we want to remember that the container division was going to be 800 pixels wide and have a 3-pixel border all the way around it. So it's really 806 pixels wide, including the border, but we get 800 pixels of white space between the borders to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my style sheet. In my fishing.htm page, I've already got my container class ready to go. So I just need to style it in Sublime in my style sheet. So I'm going to set a default color for my body background real quick, and I'm going to go background color, and I wanted it to be pound. It was going to be F6C999 is what I'm going to set the default background color to. And I'm going to go ahead now and get the container division ready. So I'm going to do this in steps because I want you to see how it changes as we make modifications. So I'm going to go div.container, and the width of that container was going to be 800 pixels, and then we were going to put a border around it. So we're going to do border, and it's going to be 3 pixels solid black. And we're going to go ahead and save that and just take a look at what that looks like before we make additional modifications. So I refresh the page. This is the default background color I set for the body. The asterisk selector, the default color, is still being applied to the other divisions that are inside of here. And I've got an 800 pixel wide page. What I'd like is this page to be centered out here in the middle. So the way that we're going to do that is set the margins to auto so that it splits the margins to the left and the right. And I'm not going to put any padding in it. Initially I was going to. I'm not going to now. So we're going to go margin, and we're going to set the margins to auto, which will then let the browser split it evenly between the left and the right margin. And if we save that change, that floats this out into the center. We've got these, my links are in a list. We're not going to worry about the unordered list right now, the bullets. We're going to remove these and fix these as we go. So I'm not going to worry that that margin's overhanging right now. We're not going to worry about that. For right now, this is probably where we want it. We could decide, do we want the container division to be right up against the top of the browser, or do we want, so I've got margin set to auto, but I could specify that I want the margin top to be something other than that, like we could say 5 pixels. And this is going to be a personal preference. I'm going to implement that change just so we can see it. And now it pushed that margin down from the top. I'm going to leave it all the way up, but we could adjust that margin if we wanted to. So anyways, that takes care of the container division, and then I'm going to stop the video here, and we're going to move to the showcase next and get that styled.